Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. All right, Kash Patel. There's a name we've heard. And he's certainly a Trump loyalist, and I've heard about him. When I was just doing this Mike Lindell video right now, and I was looking up thumbnails, I wanted to get one where Mike Lindell had the piece of paper that said martial law on it. And I found it. Then I found another thumbnail of that same paper where they circled in red, it said, "Install Kash Patel as acting CIA director." In December of 2020, Trump was trying to get Kash Patel into the CIA as a deputy, reporting to I forgot the name. It's not Gina Esper, but basically a deputy reporting in. And the woman that he would be reporting into basically said, "If you install this guy in here, I'm out." Let's see if I get the name. Was it Gina? It was Gina Haspel. So it was. She was the director of the CIA. So if he put Gina Haspel, who's the director, said, "You put Kash Patel in here, I'm resigning." Mark Meadows was telling Gina Haspel that it was a fait accompli, but Donald Trump then changed his mind, so then Meadows had to back down from that one. But the thought was, if Gina Haspel resigned, then they would just put Kash Patel as the acting head of the CIA. Presumably, he could dig up dirt on Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, John Brennan, whoever Trump wanted his enemies were. It's like having your David Pecker, but it's the U.S. government spy agency. And do you think for a second Donald Trump wouldn't use all that information as leverage over people? Of course he would. Kash Patel never got into that position. However, just recently, he's been warning the media that Trump has been floating Kash Patel as a possible acting attorney general. Remember, Donald Trump never appoints people to something. He gets acting people. That way it doesn't have to get approved by the Senate. And Kash Patel basically said he's going after the deep state and the government, and then he's going to go after collaborators in the media. So basically, Trump is going to form an authoritarian government, and Kash Patel is going to be his pit bull, and he's going to be rooting out all the enemies. This is McCarthyism all over again, but it'll be on steroids. Okay, so this reading on Kash Patel is important because this is one of those key enablers of Donald Trump. And this is one of those people, again, Trump may never go to prison in our lifetimes. That doesn't mean he doesn't deserve it. It just may not happen. But if we can get the Kash Patels in prison, that'll be the warning for all future enablers of wannabe dictators. That, Kash Patel would wait for the next dictator and do the same thing. Let's send a message to Kash Patel and everybody who's like him. Entertainment purposes only. What's the general energy around Kash Patel? Why was Kash Patel being floated as a CIA director or a deputy director back in 2020? Okay? Entertainment purposes only. Four of Wands. Trying to install him into that position. He's going to have an ally in the CIA crossed with the Strength card. Yeah. So this was just going to be the Queen of Pentacles. All the valuable information in here. This is like throwing open the vault doors. Come on in. Take a look at all our files. Take anything you want. You can use whatever you want to leverage whomever you want. It's all right here for the weaponization. Yeah, Kash Patel would have just thrown open he'd looked at all the files, got Trump everything he wanted so he could blackmail anyone he wanted to, whenever he wanted to. In the past, we've got the Wheel of Fortune. Kash Patel has shown his worth and his value to Donald Trump over and over again. Mercenary extraordinaire. Does whatever Trump tells him to and doesn't question it. As a matter of fact, kind of like Stephen Miller, really relishes the job. So again, we're talking about 2020, trying to install him. Yeah, Trump was, again, trying to maintain power and using any means whatsoever to maintain power, if not to stay power, to protect him when he was out of the office. And send those messages to people who would be coming after him. The overarching energy is the Five of Coins. When the messaging got over to Gina Haspel, she said she was going to resign and leave. And, I don't understand that, because you'd think Trump would want Kash Patel to be the full director of, the acting director of the CIA, not just, I don't know if I was saying FBI, CIA. You'd think he'd want him to be the acting director of the CIA. But I think what happens is that if Gina Haspel resigns and Kash Patel is installed, folks in the CIA read between the lines and they stop providing him with valuable information. They lock him out because it's obvious to them what's going on. Okay? The lesson to be learned is the Ten of Cups. Trump is always trying to... It's funny how he talks about the deep state. He's creating his own deep state. His own bad actors who worship him more than anything else in the world. And the victim in all of this, besides the United States, are the Republicans, because these are all members of the Republican Party. In the end of the day, Gina Haspel won. America won. But Trump had his plans and his plots. And Biden got in. By the time Biden got in, these plans and plots were done. Trump never got the information he wanted to get to prevent Biden, to blackmail Biden or prevent Biden from getting into office. God, the more I read on this stuff, the more alarmed I get how close we were to losing our democracy. And I tell people all the time, we were really close to losing our democracy. And when I look at this more and more, it was even worse than what I thought it was. And I was, I'm ringing the bell. If nothing else, to family members and people on my Facebook feed. I wasn't doing YouTube at that point. But, raising the alarm, trying to get people to wake up and pay attention. And they just didn't want to. It's so frustrating. And at that point, now we weren't quite having alarms of COVID over here at that point. But COVID was already here by December of 2020 when all this was happening. We just didn't know it. And I speak about that from personal experience because somebody I worked with had a strange illness that she caught over Christmas. And she actually called in sick in the new year. And she was at work for a day and then she was back out again. And says, I can't breathe. And this is a really weird cold and stuff like that. And then months later, when we started learning about the symptoms of COVID, they realized that I think I had COVID. And when discussing the symptoms, it's like, yeah, I think you did. Wild. Okay, so Kash Patel, that was the CIA. Now, Kash Patel is being floated as the Attorney General. Will that pan out? Well, let me ask another question, because that would require Donald Trump being elected, and I don't see Donald Trump being elected, so that would be no. So let's look at the general energy around Kash Patel in relationship to Donald Trump and Trump's ongoing conspiracies and cases and stuff like that. To me, that's a bit more interesting. Again, entertainment purposes only. Foundation of the reading is the Temperance card. The detoxification. I think his current thing with Trump is they're plotting and planning their way of, if Kash Patel, if Trump can get in and Kash Patel can get in, how to remove his enemies, all the resistances to their poison. How do we poison our enemies and pollute the minds of our supporters? that type of thing. He's a key player here. Do not underestimate this man. Cross with the Nine of Cups. Yeah, he's sitting pretty here. You know, he's talking about putting Kash Patel as a acting attorney general. I can absolutely see that happening. Kash Patel likes where he is in Donald Trump's orbit. He likes it a lot. He carries a lot of power and influence. Underneath it all, though, was the Two of Coins. I think, though, Kash Patel, underneath it all, he's trying to figure out a way to maximize his ability to wield power and gain wealth and minimize his exposure to consequences. There's a flipping here. I don't think he's flipped on Donald Trump, per se. But, or more to the point, is like he's trying to decide what he wants to be in the next Trump administration. Attorney General, something else. Head of the CIA, Attorney General, you know, who knows? But he's trying to find his position where he can maximize his value and, you know, sit, and so he can still sit pretty and be protected. In the past, we got the Seven of Wands. This is like the card you get for Donald Trump's children, his spawn. Kash Patel has proved himself over other competitors. He is outmaneuvered, was slyer, sneakier, more devious, more ruthless. And remember, everything for Donald Trump is a competition. And he's like the competition winner. He's the one who can constantly win. So Trump keeps rewarding him with jobs and roles that give him more responsibility, but access to more wealth and things along those lines. He's your champion, your contest winner. He keeps beating back the competition. Current situation is the Queen of Swords. He's got a ruthlessness to him. He absolutely has a ruthlessness to him on this. This is not the type of person you want in power, because once they're in power, they want to stay in power. They do not want to share. They don't share power. They rule. And he wants to rule. Overarching energy is the Three of Wands. Now, again, they're talking about going after the media. He's already told the media, hey, we're coming after political enemies. We're coming after you, the media. He's told them what the plan is, because he is so confident that if he gets in, that he's going to win and be able to do this. The other thing is, this plays well with Trump, and it keeps him in Trump's good graces. Does Kash Patel honestly believe he can get in? I think he does. Lesson to be learned. Knight of Pentacles. In the end of the day, Kash Patel is one of the ultimate mercenaries that's in the Trump orbit. I don't think he has values of his own. He just he wants the wealth, he wants the power. He wants to be, he wants to be an oligarch, for lack of a better description. Outcome is the Four of Swords. I don't know if he flips. I guess this could also be a card of flipping. And, if you're that ruthless, if he knows that Trump's going down, maybe he tries to make a deal and become an informant, double agent as it were. Or he could very well disappear. Try and disappear. I don't know his legal liabilities. He certainly seems to be heavily tied in with the election interference. And I don't know if I don't think he's one of the 6 unindicted co-conspirators. But again, I would certainly have him in that next tier with your Ted Cruz's and your Jim Jordans and your Chuck Grassleys and people like that. This is not a person that David holds in high regards. Not a good person. Not a good person. What? Will he be held to account after there's that Knight of Pentacles popping up? After Trump loses the election, what's going to happen with Kash Patel? Maybe specifically with that Four of Swords. What happens to Kash Patel should Trump lose the election? And again, I think after Trump loses the election, all the legal consequences come crashing down. All the delays he's gotten seem to be geared towards delaying his court cases till after the election. After the election, if he does not get elected and cannot get the election overturned, good luck with that. What incentive do the courts have to keep supporting him? What incentive do the Republicans have to keep supporting him? He's a non-viable entity at that point. Literally the millstone around your neck. Kash Patel, what happens when Trump loses? Trump loses the 2024 election. It's decided. New Congress is in. New president, or Biden's reelected. What happens with Kash Patel? The Magician. Watch me disappear. He might pull a disappearing act with that Four of Swords lying low. Crossed with the Knight of Cups. It would not surprise me if Kash Patel flees the country. Yeah, one of two things is going to happen. He will try and cut a deal and throw everybody he can under the bus to save himself. That would certainly fit his his mindset. But I think he tries to manifest something, reaching out to others. You know, again, one of those going to one of those countries with no extradition treaties. And he might actually, unlike Trump, might actually remember state secrets. Let's see where we're going with this. This is reaching out to friends, trying to manifest something. Okay, he's made his money. He's got his influences doing that. Biden's now back in office. Here we go. High Priestess. He knows things. He knows secrets. He has contacts. He could spill the beans if he wanted to. That is certainly a possibility. He could spill the beans if he wanted to. But it's like he's looking to get out of the country. This is going overseas, leaving the country. And he might be successful with it. I could see Kash Patel trying to find a way to get out of the country, and again to a place where they can't get to him and force that government to return him. I do not believe that to be Russia. I do not believe that to be China. I do not believe that to be North Korea. Now, I don't know if he's got contact with Saudi Arabia. Let's see where he's from. But, you know, yeah, he could cut a deal, I suppose, and throw everybody under the bus. That could be one interpretation. The other one is I think he's fleeing. I think he's going to go and try and find a place to lie low for a while all hell breaks loose over here. Okay, so that's my reading on Kash Patel. Thank you very much for supporting my channel. Thank you very much for everything that you do to feed the YouTube algorithm so my video makes it out to a wider audience. To folks discovering this channel recently for the first time, welcome to the channel. Hope you found this reading insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.